Welcome back. Here in the capital, investigations continue into the suspicious death of a Cuban national on Saturday. Reports indicated that after 4 p.m., the male was found unresponsive with injuries at a home on Willett Street. That's in Eastern Estates, East New Providence. Since then, the police have not provided any further details on their investigation. A 37-year-old father who sexually abused his twin daughters in July of 2024 when they were only 3 years old, one of them autistic, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison after a call for a lower 4-year sentence by the prosecutor and the defense was rejected by Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson. The judge cited a gross breach of trust on behalf of the father as her reason for denying the lighter sentence. The man was arrested last August and was denied bail. He could have received a sentence up to 8 years. He will also have to undergo sexual abuse counseling while he is incarcerated. Meanwhile, local women's rights groups, they're frustrated by the lenient sentence, blaming what they describe as a flawed judicial system which sends the wrong message to society about the protection of women and children. Today, police advised the general public that 8 individuals, 1 Bahamian male, 1 Cuban male, 1 Guyanese male, 2 Dominicans, a male and a female, and 3 Haitians, 2 males, 1 female, were to be placed before the magistrate's court for fraud-related charges. These charges stem from an ongoing fraudulent scheme investigation conducted by the Financial Crime Investigation Branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force regarding official Bahamian documents, namely passports. This has been a cause for concern among government officials and law-abiding citizens of the Bahamas. Also from the courts today, the Bahamas Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, led by President Mornell Brown, they were set to challenge the Civil Aviation Authority of the Bahamas over its decision to introduce a new air law exam, which mandates that all pilots must take and pass this exam in order to have their license renewed to operate here in the Bahamas. The local pilots association are concerned that the exam can result in a shortage of qualified pilots, which could disrupt the local aviation industry. They say the exam is not relevant to the Bahamas, with questions that include night flying, which is not allowed in the Bahamas, flying through volcanic ash, and landing at London's Heathrow Airport, all included in that exam. The Civil Aviation Authority says the exam aims to enhance aviation safety standards, and they have extended the deadline to pass this exam from January of 2025 to June 2025. However, the Pilots Association, they are seeking an injunction against this move. And finally, the Downtown Development Team, a subcommittee of the Tourism Development Corporation, has set its sights on the revolutionization of the downtown district, specifically east of East Street. Team consultant Anthony Bostwick says efforts have already commenced.
So one of the things that is always complained about is the present state of affairs of Bay Street. We have been communicating with owners of the buildings to join us to reinforce our cleaning efforts. And as you would have seen, we have now employed more contractors because of the volumetrics that we're dealing with in terms of 20 to 30,000 foot traffic. We had to actually increase this to 24/7 cleaning environment. So with that being said, I want to once again stress that the DRU unit, we are working. You don't see us in the day, but if you were to come onto Bay Street between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., you will see a lot of activity because we are cleaning.
Additionally, Bostwick says it is the committee's goal to evenly disperse visitor traffic throughout Bay Street. As a result, a special effort is being made to revamp the infrastructure and introduce new activities and attractions east of East Street.
On an average week, we can average between 25 to 30,000 pedestrians in the Bay Street area. Most traverse to the west. We are now putting in initiatives to have that traffic go east by creating various touristic and enticing activities as the TDC has outlined. We want to now create not only the parks, the incubation centers in the eastern side of Bay Street, but we also want to create food trucks, artistic, art deco districts. These are the various initiatives that we're now looking forward to create and clean up the eastern side of Bay Street.
Bostwick is encouraging all Bahamian residents and all Bay Street store owners to join this initiative in an attempt to attract more visitors off the cruise ships. That'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Dorino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.